Good evening. Welcome to my show here live on youtube.com. I'm hoping we're actually live because, again, this is not my usual software. So I'm just hoping that everything is going correctly here this evening. So I'm just going to check on here. So we might not even be live at the moment, but we could be. So I'm just going to I'm just going to check. Yes, we are. We are live, so that's good. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my show here on this Hump Day Wednesday. The last time I'll be live in November of 2023. And what a way to go out with a bang than to have on a great guest on the show this evening who is joining us all the way from California. If you're a regular viewer of the show, then you would know that I had on James Laurent on the show the other week, and I asked him the question, either on the air or off the air, I can't remember, but I asked him the question about who I should bring on the show next, and he said I should bring on his other half, Laney Piper. So, without further ado, it's a pleasure to welcome on Laney Piper. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much for accepting to come on the show. Of course, I would have you on a bit sooner, but Instagram can be quite a peculiar place nowadays, can't it?
No, definitely. You went into like that hidden request and I didn't see it.
All good, all good. But at least you got there in the end. I think I'm not sure if James Laurent, I messaged him to say I've not heard nothing back. And then but at the time, he did say he saw my message, and then out of the blue, you then contacted me back. So I thought, wait, he didn't receive it.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
That's good to know. But no, how has your year been?
My year's been great, a lot of big moves this year and a lot of new releases, and it's been really great so far.
Yeah, and if you are tuning in, you can leave a question, and I will try my best to ask that question to my guests and see what kind of answer Laney Piper gives. Now, of course, one of the big questions that might come out in the next few moments is that we can see that on your Zoom. It says James Laurent. Of course, that's not who is on the show today. We've got to make that very clear. So just in case someone would say, oh, that's not the right person you've got on here. But what's the right? Yes, you're right, correct. But it's a pleasure to be on the show. But I mean, are you looking forward to the holiday season, which is coming up very shortly?
Definitely am, but if I'm being entirely honest, Halloween is usually my favorite holiday. So as far as I'm concerned, that one has already passed.
Yes, it did. It did. It went.
Yes.
It was a few weeks ago, wasn't it? But it's gone very fast, though. I have to say, end of November already. I remember it was we had on James, I think, just after or just before Halloween. And it's flew by, the amount of Halloween, and now, of course, over here we celebrate bonfire nights, and of course, you celebrate Thanksgiving as well, and now only 3 weeks away before the end of the year, basically, isn't it? So, but how did you celebrate Halloween?
Halloween. So I wanted to go to a pumpkin patch. So we went to a pumpkin patch and I made spooky cocktails and we made music. So no complaints there.
That's great to see, and I'm glad that you had a good time. And what did James think about the pumpkin?
So we did open it up and it was moldy, unfortunately.
Yes,
we had to get rid of that one. But besides that, it was a great day. Yeah.
Who picked it, by the way? I want to know who picked
I think it was both of us.
Right. Okay. So you might choose better next year then.
Yeah, I probably should have just gone to the grocery store.
Fair enough. But I mean, it's been a great year for yourself, and with all these great singles you've been releasing, and your latest single called "Scream." What a great title for a song, by the way.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
No, you're welcome. It's really good. And of course, yesterday when I announced that Laney is going to be on the show today, I did actually tease a bit of that song on my post, and I think on the story as well. It's still available today on the post side of things, or on my 2023 highlights. How did you come up with the lyrics for that particular song?
So that one, I really love Scream. That one kind of tells the tale, if you will, of pretty much just killing others with your own success.
Yeah,
A big message from my EP was success is the best revenge.
I
So
like that.
yes, so the our Scream kind of carries on the same thing as that. So we kind of carry on the same subject as that, just killing others, with doing the best that you can, and just doing well on yourself and your own career.
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. I agree with that. And what was been the reaction from your fan base so far to the latest single or EP, whatever?
Definitely, a lot of people have loved Scream. I've played that for a lot of my friends and my family and my fans, and it seems to, a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, I kind of like the rap vibe you have going on. Like you're rapping some of your lyrics a little bit, And I definitely like mixing genres a lot in my verses and stuff like that. So, I want to continue making like very similar music. Like,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know what? When I listen to the song as well, it's really, really good. It's like gets you in
thank
a
you.
good mood, and I have to say, it brings that bit of a vibe of a Myra. A bit. But when you listen to some of these bigger artists, it gives the vibe of like top notch production behind it as well. So you've done a cracking
Yeah.
job with that, and I can't wait to see what other songs you may bring out next year.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot in store right now. I am currently working on my new EP. I have a
Yeah.
few songs already that are finished for that. We're just finishing that up, but then we're gonna get to the production side of that. But I also have a new single. I'll tease the title. It's called Hysteria.
Ooh.
Um, that will be the next one that will be dropping in the next few months or so.
Great, that's great to see, and I can't wait to see more about that. I can't wait to see what you do for a music video as well for that, and see what kind of reaction it draws up. I'm sure it will just get bigger and better as each EP or single you decide to bring out. But let's talk regarding your songs for this year. How would
Yes.
you rate them in your opinion? Have you got one which stands out more than the other, maybe?
Oh, I mean, I really love them all, but if I had to put like my personal
Hmm.
favorite, I really love on my EP I released the second song is called Spiders, and that is probably my personal favorite song of mine that is currently released.
Good choice, good choice. But I mean, I can see why you chose spiders because they are, creepy crawlers. They can
Yes.
get them in many different sizes as well, and it matches with your favorite Halloween. It's your favorite season of
Yeah.
the year, Halloween. Did you get to see any spiders, by the way?
I hope not. I am deathly afraid of spiders.
Really, really. I,
I am.
I had you down for them kind of one of them kind of people who would love anything that
Oh,
moves or
absolutely
whatever.
not. I am the type to scream at one if I see one and have
That's
somebody else
hilarious.
kill it
That's
for me. Yeah.
hilarious. Well, you're not on your own there, but I won't move. I don't really move for spiders, but more for bees. So any bees or wasps, no, thank you. I
Yeah,
get
no,
the. I move quickly, and people see that. If you know me personally, you see I move very
yeah.
fast when a bee or wasp comes very near me. I've never been stung in
I feel
my
like I'm good.
life, so I've been so far so lucky. Hope that continues for me and for yourself as well. If you know
Yeah.
being stung. So when could we ever see you and maybe James or on your own maybe coming over to the good old British Isles to entertain us the public over here?
Oh, well, definitely and possibly in the next few years, I feel like lately me and him have definitely taken a step back from maybe doing the live shows
Yeah.
because we've really been so focused on making our own music.
Mhm.
But, I know that we have a few shows that might potentially be coming up in the next year, hopefully. And, from there, who knows? Maybe we could do a show out there as well. That would be absolutely great.
It would be. It'd be great to see you guys over here. Bringing out your best bangers for all our UK folks in good old London or somewhere in the
For sure.
UK. And we can't wait to see what happens. I know James is a very busy guy, and he's not making his own music. He's helping to produce other people's music, and And is that
Definitely.
and when you are developing your own music as well, do you have a certain passion for a certain element which goes into it, or do you prefer all the elements?
Well, I'm a little bit of everything. I mean, when I originally started making music, we now usually have different producers and we'll make them on beats, or,
Yeah,
I am currently trying to learn how to make beats myself.
nice.
But I used to be like a rock princess before I was a pop princess. So, doing all of the drums and, the instrumental and the guitar and the bass, I was more in that side of it for a long time, but I feel like now I've kind of focused more on my lyrics and my harmonies, and I am very much so a perfectionist when it comes to the lyrics that I am writing. So all of them are very specifically chosen.
Good, good. And you mentioned about your learning to is it mix? Did you say or bass or something? You mentioned a minute ago. How are you finding the process of that?
It's a lot of fun, definitely. I mean, my first instrument, actually before singing, I used to play piano.
Yeah,
So I was introduced to music when I was like about 5 or 6, and I was taking classical piano lessons, and
nice.
that turned into singing and guitar, and
Yeah.
then I'm actually starting to learn bass right now myself too.
Cool, cool. And what's your favorite instrument? Is your favorite go to the piano or guitar or maybe even bass now? Which one do you like off nowadays, or do you like 'em more?
Yeah, of course. Piano for sure. That's definitely like my safe haven, if you will. I definitely love to go to that like after a long day. Sometimes I'll just like play and then I'll sing and maybe get some good creative songs out of that. I used to just come home and press play on my voice memos and just play and see if I got any good ideas. So,
Yeah, that was quite good, very good indeed. And you've mentioned as well about going playing for the piano as well.
yes.
There's a lot of great TikToks videos out there now where you have these people playing in restaurants and all sorts with playing
Yeah.
their own tunes, and then they get interrupted. But say, "Oh, can you play this song or whatever it is?" And it's so interesting how they're able to play it to the key as well. But I don't think I could. I don't think I could just. I don't think I could play in a public restaurant like that with a big piano. But I don't know about yourself.
Yeah.
But I mean, would you feel comfortable with playing in an open space in front of random strangers and then taking requests from them in case it goes wrong?
Yeah, I actually used to do that quite a lot. I used to go downtown when I was like in high school, and I would take my guitar or my piano, and I would set up and just play for a few hours, and I would have my specific songs. Sometimes people would request songs. Sometimes I can play them, sometimes I couldn't. But once you know at least like the basic chords of things, you can kind of just look it up on Google and just give it your best go.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm sure I have to say is I bet it's quite hard to try and to meet everybody's, personal favorite song because as you said, some you might not be able to play. So how did you find out not find out but like say to him I might not be able to play this to exactly the right chord or whatever it might have been.
Yeah, I think it's more so if I knew the song or had heard the song. I've
Yeah.
always had a very good ear for music. So, if I could kind of pick it up as I went or I kind of knew how the lyrics went, then, I could kind of do my own twist on it.
Got you. That makes sense. That makes sense. So then you're in your. Is this? Would you say? Because I know James joined us here when he was on the show last. But what kind
Yeah.
of environment would you say? Is this like your recording studio, or just a place to relax behind you?
So this is actually our recording studio that we're currently in right now. All the fancy stuff is right in front of me.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's quite good. It looks very studio-like, I have to say. And is that like a couch behind you, by the way?
Yes, it's a futon.
Ah, like it. I like it. I mean, you have friends over and you can have, relax and listen away. And when you released Scream, back to Scream again, I want to know who were the first people you played it to before you said, "Oh," because I'm guessing maybe when you first began doing music for for a career, when you
Mhm.
before started releasing it publicly to other people, I guess you had like a close knit group who you would ask for their opinion about, well, what do you think about this? Do you think this is quite good? And see what their reaction is before maybe releasing it to a wider audience.
Oh, definitely. I definitely have my few go-tos that I will play for, but I think for almost all of my music, one of the first people to hear it is one of my best friends. Her name is Paloma. She's always been one of my biggest fans, so she always ends up hearing a lot of my music first. So
Good,
her or some of my other friends or family.
good to hear. And I'm glad that you've got that support basically, so that they can help you to help you with any positive vibes you may need, because sometimes you might feel down or struggling
Definitely.
for ideas as well. And do you have like a certain place you go to get to brainstorm ideas for possible lyrics or possible names for songs?
I feel like a lot of times I will actually just go in my car on like my breaks when I'm at work, and I will just write music during my
Nice.
breaks. Or sometimes when James is out of town, I will
Yeah.
just sit in the studio and I will just brainstorm myself, and I'll just be writing down anything that sounds good, or just trying to brainstorm ideas for my next projects.
Good to see. I'm always intrigued to know how creative people come up with these great lyrics and songs. So it's a good way of you doing so as well. Because like, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of car do you have?
I have a Volkswagen Jetta.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting type of car. And it's quite good because we have lots of Volkswagen over here, and a lot of Range Rovers and
Yeah.
such. But I always did think from what I've seen of your work that you always drive like a big car. So
Yeah.
I've kind of got that.
No, I'm the bright red car with black leather interior. So,
But
yeah,
it makes you stand out, when you're going through rush hour traffic. Get out of my way when needed.
definitely.
When needed. I know California traffic can be quite painful at times, can't it?
Oh, for sure, definitely. I am a passenger princess through and through. I do not prefer to drive if I don't have to.
Really? I'm surprised by
Yeah.
that. I thought you might prefer to drive. And who would you say is a better driver then? Yourself or James, I have to say.
Well, I would like to say me, but definitely not. It's definitely him.
Okay. That's a first. That's a first. Because usually you say, "Oh, I'm the better driver." You know what I mean? Because usually the men say, "Oh, I'm always." The men say I'm better driver, but sometimes that's not always the truth.
Yeah, he drives in a lot more of the LA traffic, so I feel like he has a lot more patience and is more of a defensive driver than I am.
Got yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got to have certain patience to be able to drive through the LA traffic. If you can do
Oh,
that, then you can
definitely.
master anything, can't you?
Definitely. Yeah, no, it can get really crazy at times. So, yeah, there's certain times a day you just do not want to hit the freeways for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I have to mention as well, because you mentioned all these great songs from this year.
Mhm.
When you started 2023, did you expect to reach as many people as you did with all the songs you've been able to release?
I actually didn't. Not as many as I have. I definitely had big hopes for everything, but a lot of the milestones that I've reached this year I've definitely climbed the ladder a lot faster than a lot of people have when they first started releasing music. Because, I've only really been seriously releasing music since about April of this year.
Wow.
And, I've had a lot of success with all of my releases that I've done so far. And so I'm really fortunate and grateful for that. And I definitely owe James a lot for that as well, because he's definitely helped with the behind the scenes for sure.
Good to hear. And that's not bad. Starting from April, seriously, from April to now. That's just
Yeah.
great. And who knows where you'll be by this time next November.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I hope to have my next EP out by around this time next year. So hopefully we'll have that out and a music video along with that.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to see what happens, and hopefully, If all
Yeah.
goes well, we can have you back on the show again to talk about that and anything else you may have been up to since we chat in good old
Yeah.
2024. Because I had to give you applaud as well for over 2,000 followers on Instagram as well. This is a big gap because it's quite hard to build an audience so quickly as a professional singer with all the great songs you've released. And I know you're on Threads as well, which we'll get to right now because why not? Let's just plug Laney here. You can find on Instagram and also on Threads. I know you're on TikTok as well, aren't you?
I am. TikTok is actually currently my biggest platform that I do have. I used to post a lot more than I do now. I haven't been quite as creative as I used to be.
Got ya.
I've been taking a little bit of a short hiatus, kind of trying to get through the rest of the year. But I plan to come back, definitely come next year and hit it strong. So, you just got to hit that algorithm with like a bunch of videos at once,
Yeah,
and it can get time consuming.
yeah, I'm sure it can because I have no idea how all this algorithm works. So so
Yeah.
you're doing something correctly. So which is
Yeah.
great to see because I can tell you from Instagram when I posted on Instagram. For some reason, one video I didn't leave any comments or any tags, and it got like
Yeah.
over 3,000 plays. Or 5,000 plays it got with no
Yeah.
tags and no comments. But when I put a comments of my a description just like and tags, it gets barely nothing. And they say, oh,
I
you
know.
should tag because it'll get you more reach. Well, I've tried it without any tags and it got more reach. So, not sure what's going on there. That's on Instagram. On TikTok, I have no idea because I've tried some interesting tags, but nothing seems to work. I do get some good views, however, 1,000 plays, etc., like that. So, I do get some good plays on there. But very much in response to following, so I don't know what's going on there. But the viewing
Yeah.
aspect of the video is quite good.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like I posted my first video on TikTok and it got like over 1,000 views and I didn't
Yeah.
even have any followers. So, yeah, so I definitely got hooked on that with the views and the follows and
Mm.
once one video does good, it kind of starts to roll and it's just on you to keep up with posting the content
Yeah.
and letting it roll and I definitely just kind of let it drop off unfortunately. So, hopefully we'll get another one rolling with some of my up and coming singles and EP and, get back on the game.
Back in the game. Back in the game. Back being
Exactly.
relevant on TikTok as well.
Yes,
since,
definitely.
since you're not posted there for a while. But I mean, who cares about the TikTok or the Instagram or the YouTube?
Yeah.
You're making the content on streaming platforms for all music lovers, so you are still engaging with your audience.
Yeah, music's obviously my favorite side of it. I love to connect with people with the things that I write. So, it's definitely the most vulnerable real side of me is the music that I release. So, I definitely love to connect with people through it.
Absolutely, and I have to mention, well, not mention, but I'd like to ask you as well. Like, what are some of your goals for 2024 then?
Goals.
Yeah, have you got any? Have you got any
Definitely.
lined up?
I think my biggest goal would probably be to have by November at least of next year, I would love to have my new EP out because there's some songs on there that I'm just ridiculously proud of and just really show like the best side of my music
Yeah.
and just have definitely gone to the next level of the releases that I've already released. They just definitely are just amazing songs. But I would really love to also have like a solid music video out for those. So that's kind of what's in the works right now. We're definitely kind of trying to figure out production teams and stuff that we're setting up for that and trying to get rolling with that.
Yeah, no, quite good, quite good. Two great goals to have. And speaking
Yeah.
of music videos, 'cause I don't know what you need to do or whatever, but might learn something new. My viewers might learn something new. But
Yeah.
where are some of the locations you're thinking of maybe shooting a possible video at?
Well, I usually find a lot of like photo shoot studios that I will like, and as you know, I'm sure a lot of my supporters have seen, like I love to do extravagant photo shoots, and I will kind of go all out with like the set designs and just try to kind of really envision like the image that I
Yeah.
wanted for the single and kind of give people like a good image, at least through pictures. So I definitely want to take that to the next level with the video as well. So I usually will just use like Peerspace or, just Google like some nice photo shoot studios near me. And the two that I have picked out for the next ones that I'm looking at are really insane photo shoot studios in LA. So I'm really excited to get some pictures and videos from there.
Cool, cool. Because I always thought maybe, people go to like abandoned buildings or
Yeah.
or some outside features somewhere to do some great scenery things for the videos and whatnot. So it's quite interesting. Never heard of people doing photo shoots before. So I learned something new that most people do that. So I always thought they go to like abandoned buildings or somewhere like that.
It really just depends on what your vision is for your project.
Yeah.
But definitely, I mean, in one of my music videos I technically did when I was in high school, I know I had jumped into like an abandoned like school of some kind,
Oh, wow.
and we like filmed in front of one of those. So I had to jump like a fence in like 6-inch heels and stuff
Wow.
like that. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the visions that I have, a lot of photo shoot studios will have a bunch of different sets that you can, kind of incorporate into the visionary side of it.
Yeah, no, it's great because I'm hoping as well you didn't find any ghosts when you're in that abandoned school or anything like
You
that.
know.
That's good. That's good because there's a lot of bizarre places now where
Yeah.
ghosts or things that doesn't make sense happen. So I'm glad nothing spooky happened
Yeah, no ghost teachers or anything like that, no.
or any random cabinet doors opening on you or any doors opening in any corridors. Which is great to
Yeah,
see.
no, definitely.
Good. Who are some of the people you want to collab with then? Is there anyone you want to collab with in 24?
Oh, I mean, I would love to collab with a few people. I definitely love, like, one of my biggest inspirations is probably Nessa Barrett. I really, really love her and her music and her imagery that she plays through hers. So she's definitely one of my favorite artists. Would love to collab with that if that ever came to fruition. But
Hopefully
she's
so.
amazing. But I also really love Halsey. Halsey's a really big influence on my music as well. Elise, she's a little bit more of a up and coming, but she's truly amazing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, some great names there, and hopefully you get to collab with all those in 24. Have you been in contact with any of them recently or anything like that? Or
Oh, no. Unfortunately, I don't have a big enough platform to reach Nessa Barrett or Halsey yet, but
never
maybe
say
one
never,
day.
never
Never
say
say
never,
never.
never say never, because
Yeah,
you never know. The
you
world
never
works in
know.
mysterious ways, and it might come, as you say, together at last, and make some great
Yeah.
collabing music for either yourself or vice versa.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's great to be able to collab with artists that are a little bit bigger than you, and
Yeah.
James has done a lot of that, and that's definitely something that we love to do. And I have a collab on one of his for his new album that he is up and coming too. So, yeah, it's really fun to do collabs with people, and hopefully, I will have somebody collab on one of my songs soon as well.
I like that. Good teaser. Good teaser.
Yeah,
I love teasers. I always love teasers here on
sure.
my show. You mentioned about James, becoming a great artist, big artists like, Nelly, for instance, and ASAP
Yeah.
as well, Wacky and people, it's amazing the type of reaches you can reach or people are in contact with certain people. It's just like mind blowing.
Oh, definitely. When you know like one person out here, like other people that know this person,
Mm,
it's networking is really crazy when you start to kind of meet people that know other people. So it's really cool to be in that atmosphere and in the scene of being able to do that. So, that's something that me and him are really starting to really take a little more seriously now, and help other artists where we can, and
yeah.
and hope that they help us sometimes too. So it's really nice to just support, independent artists all around.
Independent artists and each other, 'cause it's a small community. And it really helps
Definitely.
each other because you never know when you may need something or somebody, type thing. So it's good to be,
Exactly.
nice and friendly and help out as much as possible because, again, you never know when you may need somebody for something as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's really great to be able to help someone when you're able to, or have them feature on one of your songs or, record them, maybe for cheaper prices or, because studio time definitely can get really expensive
Mm.
out here. And I'm very fortunate that, we're able to have that in our home and have the luxury of that. And, when we're creative, we can just like, hey, you want to go make music now? So I'm really grateful that I have that. So it's been really amazing and has definitely helped with the creative process.
Good to hear. I hope it continues for many more years to come as well. Uh,
Yeah.
when you're not making music or producing music or helping other people out with collabing and whatnot, how do you relax? That can be because we've seen a few times in the background your lovely cat who featured in James's interview and he was on air as well the other week. Uh, is that one way you kind of relax, have some
Oh,
play down
definitely.
with your good old cat, or have you got other things you do as well?
Yeah, I have no problem announcing I am very much so a crazy cat lady. So I love my cats very, very, very much. I think I'm a little more attached to Desi, who is our black cat. Um,
Yeah.
he's mama's boy for sure. So he chooses to come cuddle me at night, and if me and James are, hanging out or cuddling or anything like that, Desi will jump up on the bed and he'll meow in my ear, make me turn, and then I'll roll over and then I'll cuddle him. So,
I love that.
you
I love
know,
that. Uh,
James gets a little jealous sometimes.
I bet he does. I bet he does. Like he's getting all the attention than you are, or whatever
Yes.
it might be. That's hilarious.
I usually always choose Desi, unfortunately.
Don't let James hear that.
Oh, he knows. He knows. So
That's good. Then.
I, yeah, I love my cats a lot. So they definitely help me, decompress after work or after, recording and stuff like
Hmm.
that. But Desi cannot be in the room when I do record because for whatever reason he gets really weird when I'm singing. He must think I'm like screaming or
All right.
something like that. Because he will come up and he'll rub on me and just like, Mom, what are you doing? So, we have to kick them out.
It's an interesting take. Like I didn't think cats would react in that kind of way. I thought they wouldn't be bothered about any kind of singing or
Lucy
music.
could care less. Desi's the only one that's gets weird for some reason, and it's
Interesting.
only when I do it.
All
So,
right. So when James does any singing or singing or music in your studio, he's absolutely fine.
yeah, he's usually fine, but I am a louder belter and stuff than James is, so it might just be the frequency.
Yeah, perhaps, but very surprised. I didn't think cats would react in that kind of way. I can understand why dogs would, but I never thought cats would.
Yeah, yeah, no, he definitely he'll be like rubbing all up on my legs and trying to get me to pick him up. So,
Who introduced cats firstly? Was it yourself? Who was introduced cats first? Was it yourself when you were maybe when you were younger? Was it James, or was it something you guys came together about when you moved in? I thought let's try something new and have
I had
experience.
I had owned my own cats when I was younger, so that was definitely something I always knew I really wanted when I moved out on my own. Um, but James came home one day when we moved in together. I think it must have been just a few months after we moved in, and he's like, "Hey babe, do you want a cat?" And I'm like, "Of course I want a cat." So, we had a neighbor that had like a bunch of stray cats in their yard, and it must have just been like a colony of like cats and kittens. And
Wow.
we're all shaking treats and trying to get them to come, and none of them would come. And we pulled a planter out of one, and we found Lucy, and she fit in the palm of my hand.
Ah,
And she was must have been like a week and a half old, and we bottle fed her together, and she's our little baby now.
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
How many cats do you own currently? Now, how many have you got? Just
We
two?
have two.
Just two.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be planning on any more? Because I know some people, they love cats.
Not.
Definitely not. Two's enough.
No, no, two is enough. No, we have humored the idea of a third, but it doesn't really work in our household
Fair
fully.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
No problem. I know a lot of people, have 6 or 8 cats.
yeah,
So a good choice to keep two for the time being, and maybe even get more if you're able to do so if you want to as well.
yeah. I'm good with the two.
We'll ask that again next year. We'll see what happens next year. You might say,
Right,
I've
right.
got 3 now or 4. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that next year, hopefully. Is there anything else you would like to promote or to give a shout to, or something that I might not have mentioned, which you think is very important to get off your chest?
Um, I mean, not really. I mean, just keep an eye out. I definitely have, I'm really excited for my next release. So, I'm definitely gonna have maybe like some cool teasers or visualizers for that one. So,
Ooh, can't
keep
wait.
an eye out for that.
Can't wait. Any? Can you give us any kind of teaser of when maybe we can expect something? I'm guessing sometime at Christmas, New Year, maybe.
I'm thinking probably around February of next
Okay.
year, just with after production and everything.
Yeah, no, quite good target because many people promote things at the start of the new year, so it's a great way
Yeah.
to bring in the new year with a big bang in February. So hopefully we get to see something in February then, and keep a lookout on on my guest's social medias right there on your screen. You can find on Instagram, Threads, and on TikTok as well. Is it the
Yes.
same name on TikTok, by the way?
Yes, it's just Laney Piper.
Yeah, Laney Piper, Laney.Piper on Instagram and Threads. What made you put the dot in, by the way, in between your name? Is that because someone took your username or something?
Oh yeah, that's one that I'm very heated about. There is a Laney Piper account on Instagram of two young girls that are sisters
Oh,
named
right.
Laney and Piper.
Oh, wow.
And it has been an inactive account since for a very long time, and I've tried to get the username and
Yeah.
I have not been able to get a hold of them, so currently it is
Drat.
just Laney.Piper,
Well,
yes.
hopefully, as you grow, and hopefully maybe in 2024, you might get their attention to say, hey, you know, get me on this, get me my
Yes,
name,
please.
type thing. That'd be
Please.
great to see. Well, that explains that. I always thought, but I thought maybe it was just because you want to be different and be a bit creative there. So I thought, let's just put the dot in. To bring
Yeah, I
it
wish.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I am actually waiting. I would love to have my name on Twitter, but unfortunately, someone's got that name, and
Yeah.
it's been inactive since 2009. So that's a long time ago. Come on, let's
Yeah,
just delete the
I
account.
always hate when that happens because then just delete your account at
Yeah,
that point. You're not
yeah,
using it. Like
yeah.
I would happily take your
Yeah,
username.
me too, me too. But the name I would like to use on Twitter is too long by one word. Only one more word, and I can have it. But for some reason, it's too long. So
Yeah,
it's a shame on that respect.
go
Uh,
figure.
but no, it's been a absolute pleasure having you on my show this evening. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm hoping it was to the same
Definitely.
standards to James's show. I don't know if you saw that
Yes, you
conversation.
did.
What did you make of it, by the way? I'm just intrigued.
Oh, I definitely loved seeing his. I'm one of his biggest fans, so I love to support him in any way I can.
Good, good. Well, we appreciate your support, and I'm glad
Thank
you
you.
enjoyed that episode. And when James, I'm not sure, did James talk to you first about possibly coming onto my show, or was it my DM which made you come back, or?
Yeah, he had mentioned to me that you might reach out to me, and I was like, "Oh, awesome! Like, I'll keep an eye out for it."
Yes,
And I
you
had
did.
ended up, keeping an eye out for it. I didn't really see it. And then he's like, "Hey, like, had you seen like he said he hit you up?" I was like, "Oh, I haven't seen it," and it went into like the like hidden request.
Got
So
you.
I had to go find it in there. Yeah.
No worries at all. But did you check out my other work, or just the one James did?
Yeah, I watched the whole video with James, and then I watched a few of your other videos just for a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit and just to kind of
yeah.
see, what I was getting into.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Good
Yeah.
research. But if you don't mind me asking, do you remember the other ones you've seen?
Just a few of the links that you had sent over to me. I
Right.
don't know if I remember the names off the top of my head,
No, you're
unfortunately.
fine. You're fine. But no, I'm glad you enjoyed those episodes, and hopefully,
Definitely.
we can keep in contact and have you back on when you have new content. Maybe February. There's a teaser for you. And
For sure.
yeah, absolutely. And because we want to see you grow and be able to see you guys doing great things in 2024, and hopefully get to announce some great tours as well, but depending on how massive people like your EP as well, and EPs you might be releasing in next year, and see what happens from there. And it's gonna be a great year. I can feel it upon us. It's
I
gonna be a
can
great
too.
year.
I'm very excited for 2024, so
Mm.
I'm right there with you.
Yes, I'm glad. I am as well. It's gonna be a very busy, but I think fast year. I think it's gonna be faster than this year.
Yes, I agree.
And again, you can find my guest on social media, Laney.Piper on Instagram, Threads, and on TikTok. And if you
Yeah.
enjoyed the episode this evening, then make sure to follow me on my social media when I'm doing my promoting and sharing the videos around. I should say as well, Laney, I would have tagged you on Facebook, but I
Yeah.
don't think you have. Well, you may have Facebook, but it didn't pop up for me. So apologies if you're also on Facebook.
Hey, you're all good. Don't worry about it.
But those are the main places you can find my guest on those platforms. And of course, if you like the content around here, then smash that like button. Somebody already has, so thank you to that person already for giving it a like. Follow that person and like the video. Share the video around. Tell more about Laney Piper. Tell all about how amazing her songs have been. If you've never heard of Laney Piper and thought, she came across really well, I need to check her out. You do indeed. You can find her on YouTube as well. Check out her songs. Follow her on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you get your music from. And, spread her around. Let's get her up there with all the great artists in 23. And as well, if you want to leave a future question for Laney Piper, then leave a comment in the comments below, and I'll be sure to ask it in my next interview or conversation with Laney Piper in 2024, because I do hope you'll come back on in next year.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd definitely love to do that.
Yes. Hey, you're here first.
Then.
Yes, exactly. You're here first, people. It's official. It's publicly knowledge. So,
Yes, it is.
So Laney can't get out of it now. Too late.
No.
Too late. And if you want to see more of my apps, because you never know who's going to appear on my show next, so make sure to smash that subscribe button. We've already got over 221 subscribers. And until the next episode drops in December, enjoy the rest of your Hump Day Wednesday, and see you all in December of 2023.